Tab.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I was looking forward. This has been in the work for how long?
Oh man, I don't know, a long time, months. That's for
Right,
sure.
right. I know the busy agendas, but everyone, I have a very special guest. Not just a guest; she's a very good friend. We were technically neighbors at some point,
Yes, we
right?
were.
We
We
were
were
neighbors.
unknowingly,
And
actually.
but SS Goshin 4, right?
Yes.
How are you
No,
today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks again for having me. Definitely, yeah, doing well today. How are
Doing
you?
well today. Well, let's talk a little bit about yourself. Let's go back. Look, de una. Let's go back to the beginnings, right?
Wow, you got that one. That's an old picture. I'm
You
like 9 or 10
betcha.
there.
You betcha. Because she is. If you don't know who she is, which it might be rare to find someone within my audience that is not aware of who you are. But SS Goshin 4, I'm trying not to say your real name. SS Goshin 4 happens to be a YouTuber, TikTok, blogger, collector. We'll walk into the whole spectrum of everything that revolves around your hobby and your passion. But
Yeah.
tell me about the origin story of
Oh,
why don't we talk about that? The origin story.
what started it all?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with like how I first discovered Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I discovered Dragon Ball because of my older sister. She was watching it on Toonami. I don't know, probably like 98 or 99, and I was probably 5 years old, and I was just there, and she was watching it. I was like, "What is that? That looks so cool." Whatever she's watching, and I remember the first episode that I've ever watched, and it was when Yamcha was killed by the Cybermen.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a crazy episode, but I was like so intrigued by it as a 5-year-old. And I remember I couldn't say like the names properly, and like I would call Yamcha Lamb Chop,
Lamb
Lamb
chop.
Chop,
Lamb chop.
instead of
Okay.
Yamcha Lamb Chop.
Was it in English?
Yeah, it was in English. It was in
Okay.
English, but it was so funny. And then like I don't know, I was hooked ever since, thanks to my older sister. So that was when the passion for Dragon Ball started. From then
Do you
on,
remember the episode?
yeah, when Yamcha got killed by the
That one
Cybermen,
is specific.
that was it. That was it. Yeah.
Well, that
So
episode was kind of rough.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It was brutal, but I don't know. I liked it. I liked what I was watching. So I became a fan from then on. And then I always loved the action figures to Dragon Ball.
Right.
Clearly. That's me at 9.
How
My
about
hair's
this
falling.
one?
My hat's falling. There we go. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that, I was probably 7 or 8. I was, yeah, in a Goku costume, like a kid's costume. I remember I got this at KB Toys. My dad got it for me.
Wow.
I clearly remember it too. But yeah, so honestly, I always loved the figures of Dragon Ball growing up, and my parents would get it for me for Christmases and birthdays. And look, that's me probably like 2016 or so, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Blue hair.
It was so much fun going through your pictures because I go like, all right, I already have blue. Now let's get white. Let's get what like all the colors of the rainbows in that hair. That was so fun. But then you started doing blogging and YouTube. How did the one thing led to another?
So I was collecting. Started at 11, seriously collecting. I always had the toys, but really like actually keeping them in their packages. I was like 11 when I started to notice that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2000, I would say 2008 is when I started doing YouTube videos on like reviews on my figures. And I was inspired by another collector that I saw on YouTube at the time. And I was like, I have figures of Dragon Ball. I could do the same thing he's doing. And then that's kind of just how it started from there on YouTube and just sharing my collection with others. Look at that.
And look at you now. So you have how many followers?
On YouTube, I have about almost 90,000. And then on Instagram, I think I have almost 117.
And I hate that question. I hate that question of how many followers do you have and blah 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 because
It changes.
It's sort of like determines how cool you are or
Right.
whatever. It's not about the views because views wise, you also have an absurd amount of views, right?
Yes, I have some videos that are like over 1 million views.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so on Instagram, I think 117, almost 117,000. TikTok,
By
like
the moment of
150.
this recording,
Right.
Yeah. But then that led to you being a huge. I love that look, by the way.
Oh,
Uh,
that's at
that,
my mom's house.
right. That's your one of the very early phases of your collection, right?
Yeah, well, this is probably, I don't know, 2015.
Hmm.
I had started, like I said, when I was 11. So I was starting to get much bigger at this point because I was buying everything myself, and my parents weren't buying it for me. But yeah, I love this picture too. I transformed my closet into a collection, like a view of just like my soft movies, my soft vinyls. So I had no clothes in there, just figures.
But then you took a very specific picture that became a meme.
Yes, I'll never forget that.
I love how I come across this thing with with like a pun or something like,
Yeah.
oh, if you think I have, there's so many memes made out of it. What do you feel when you see your picture as a meme and people tag you and
I
stuff, right?
know. Honestly, I did not expect that picture to go viral for any reason. I remember it was just literally just my friend, like my photographer friend came over. I'm like, let's just take some pictures for my YouTube. And then I posted it, somehow got around to other people, started sharing it, and now I'm a meme.
There's something about that picture that makes it more that makes it super appealing
I know what it
to
is.
turn. What is it?
It's a girl
Inviting.
collector inviting, yeah, take a look, at my
Right.
collection. It's just
Right.
the pose and everything. It just makes it perfect for a meme, to be honest.
What do you feel when you see that as a meme?
Um, I feel honestly like flabbergasted that it was ever like that ever took off because like I said, it was supposed to be an innocent picture, like just like whatever. Here's my collection, and then people just ran with it and made like funny like quotes or like little phrases on it. Just wow, did never expected it at all.
Fun fact, and this is a little tease, but we actually recorded a version of your collection for season 2 of Plastic Crack, which
Yes,
is in the works. Like it's publicly. I know that I've been promising that season forever, but the issues that I had going through that. But look at this picture. This is a framing
wow,
from the recording day. That's how your room used to look like. Because now you have a new room,
I
right?
do. That looks awesome though.
Right, right,
But look at me, I look so different even.
right.
Even then, well,
More gaga, more
I
gaga.
had the blonde hair, yeah.
Right. And look at this picture.
Oh, that's so cool. I don't even know if you ever sent that one to
With the
me.
piccolo. No, I had it as a surprise. I had it
Oh,
as
I
a
love it. I
surprise.
love it. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Cannot wait to see your segment comes out.
I
It came out
forgot
really
about
good,
that.
really good. But then let's go back a little. Oh no, so cosplay. You also do
Yes,
cosplay.
I
So
do.
tell me a little bit about that.
So I'll tell you first. It's a little like funny how I started cosplaying not as Dragon Ball, but I started with Lady Gaga. That's another thing. I love Gaga. But I
I
started.
didn't put any of that. I wanted to keep the whole thing Dragon Ball related.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I started cosplaying with Gaga. Then I decided to try something else and go into the other thing that I love, which
Hmm.
is Dragon Ball.
Of course.
And my first cosplay ever technically was Pan, and that's she's one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters. So I did that, and then I started expanding to other characters that I thought were cool to cosplay. And I have
Hmm.
like Super Saiyan 4 gender bender kind of thing.
And
Like
see, that one is autographed, right?
yes, that's autographed by Chris Sabat.
No, nice,
Yes, he
nice.
signed my armor in New York Comic Con when I met him. Oh, there we go. There's a go tanks
Hmm.
right there. I
That's
like that one a
a
lot
cool
too.
idea, right?
I really like that one. See, I like to like kind of make it like gender bender where I can like do like a female
That's
version.
the beauty of cosplay. That
Exactly.
everything is fair game,
Exactly.
and it works.
Yeah.
And it works as long as it makes you feel cool. It works.
That one's a really cool one. I love that picture too. That one's so
Yeah,
cool.
with the
My yard
pod.
rat.
Where was this?
This was, I believe, UltraCon
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I posed with the life size sand pod,
Hmm.
and I'm in the yard rat outfit. So
So why cosplaying? Because I'm trying to. I guess I'm trying to dig into to what makes your passion so intense. Because of course, Dragon Ball is something that people love across the board, but not necessarily everyone goes to that depth
right.
that you take it. So why is that?
Honestly, I just have always loved the world of Dragon Ball, the characters, the different like characters that you learn to love, and the story that is not, to be honest, not so complex. I feel like anybody can really follow it. That's why we have so many different fans of different ages. Anyone can love it.
And it keeps happening. I can see here at the store. I see younger, new blood walking into
Exactly.
the hobby and getting into it. And like, oh, that's Trunks. And I go, how old are you again? 8. How do you know Trunks? I love it.
Right, exactly. And it's just like I the intense like passion that the fans have for Dragon Ball because it helped them in many ways, like to feel like better about themselves from like a like traumatic situation, or just getting like working out and feeling better about themselves. They were
Right.
inspired by Dragon Ball through that, or like, they an escape for any reason. Like I just love hearing different stories from other fans as to
Right.
why it means so much to them. So really for me, Dragon Ball was my entire like childhood, and like the action figures growing up were like my best friends, to be honest. And
Really? How so?
yeah, honestly, like I have so many videos of myself at like 9 or 10 years old, just making my own stories, to like with my Dragon Ball characters, and making like what if episodes or whatever, just me on by myself, just playing whatever. And to me, when I didn't have anybody around, I would gravitate towards my figures and like, have had
I
a bond
didn't
with them.
put. Now that I'm thinking, I didn't put any of the Japan, when you went to Japan and all that, because I'm saving that for season 2.
Oh, oh,
But
oh, okay, 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 cool, cool.
but so one thing led to another. So the anime led to action figures. Action figures like changed the whole thing, and then you started doing your blogging or YouTube and stuff like that. Tell me,
Exactly.
because that took it to the next level, right?
Yes. So it started with, like I said, like the reviews. And then from there, I kind of started expanding on my kind of content that I was doing. Continued to do reviews with now unboxings of my figures, and also like fan mail unboxings and hunting videos.
But that was like overnight. Did you one day you were like, I'm just gonna grab a camera and start making videos the following day?
Um, Almost. Like honestly, I was inspired by that one collector on YouTube, and that's what really
Hmm.
like made me want to just be like, okay, I can do this too because I have so many collectibles, so why not
Mm-hmm.
try it as well?
Right.
And back then YouTube there was like no real editing, like it was just like you grab a
It
camera
was
and you talk.
raw.
Exactly.
Right.
And the quality wasn't that great, but I was like, I like to share my collection. Let me do this too. So that's how it started really. And then I just continued and I never stopped.
Do you ever wonder like this is gonna turn into what it is now at some point back
Never,
then?
never. I never would have thought.
You were just, let's
Just
see what
having fun.
happened.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Just like sharing my
Love it.
passion with others, like literally. And then I never thought I would get as many followers as I do now. Like I just had no idea that it would turn into that at all.
I have a surprise for you. I don't know how long have it been since you saw this, but
Let's see.
Hey everyone,
Oh no.
Question 4, that's Question 5 DT. So, hey everyone,
Wow.
today,
That's a deep cut.
just for you guys,
right?
I
Yeah.
took out all my figures from my closet.
That's what I love this video because then you're like, look at this.
Figures right now.
That's like when I was
Ooh,
16
box
probably.
figures. This is my box figure collection, by the way. And look,
The shaky
no
cam.
figures there except some Sonic ones, but
But I love it because it shows the true essence, right? And
Yeah.
how that went to
So,
what we just saw,
I'm
the
going to
room
show you
full
my
of
figures.
stuff.
I
let me tell you,
know.
my whole floor,
I had-
my whole room, the floor of my room is covered in box figures. Like, I don't know, it sounds
The whole floor
The
is
whole
covered.
floor. I had spread them all out so I can make the video. I remember that.
Dragon Ball Z.
Or if you get a copyright claim for using this video, you're like, look at
Okay,
that.
there's the only space I have left.
I thought that was amazing when I was like looking at which videos should I pick. I went through your oldest videos and I found this gem.
And this was when I was 16. That's crazy.
Are my box figures.
So who was helping you
And it covers
do
my
this?
whole
Because any
room, the whole
normal
floor.
parent will go and say this is too much.
Yeah, it's kind of
At the
wild.
time I didn't even honestly, my parents did buy me figures for
Might need to
birthdays
open
and
some of
Christmases
these
and
up.
stuff.
I don't know.
And when I was younger, they would just
Anyways,
we'd
these
go
are
to
all
Toys R
my
Us and
mint
they would say pick a toy.
condition
But also, I feel like my dad
in-box
also
figures.
contributed a lot to this.
Yep,
Like
and
he was always like a supporter, like from when I was like younger. And I actually, we've been to many cons together and everything. So
In Japan.
and we've been to Japan together. Yeah. So he supported me through it. So I honestly, I think he's a big part of it as well. Up until I got my own money, and then I was able to buy everything by
But
myself.
now it's a free for all.
Right, exactly. Now I can just get what I want. But back then, yeah, he definitely helped a lot with it.
So so I'm pretty sure you're being asked before. What does Dragon Ball means to you?
It means, to be honest, it means passion, friendship, love for the people like closest to you, family, friends. Because I see that honestly in Goku, but his love for his family, for his friends. One reason why I love Goku.
Yeah, he has the biggest heart
Yes, the
ever.
biggest heart. He's so like carefree. He only gets real serious when it comes to fighting, but sometimes he's not even
Or training.
and sometimes and eating really, but
Yeah, that's true. I
but
guess.
sometimes like he's not even that serious when it comes to fighting as well, because he's just like thinks of it almost as like a game, right? He just wants, he's like, come back stronger because I won, just to fight the strongest opponent. Like I want a match, but it's just like all these like little elements, and also like even seeing like the progression in like Vegeta or Piccolo, like their their characters
I
basically
love
transform.
Piccolo. I love Piccolo.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's
He's
awesome.
such a strong character because
Yeah.
the progression on Piccolo, the arc, when you study narrative and then you see the way these things are constructed, you have to like bow down and say, "Wow, this is so well done."
Exactly.
Vegeta is also he also has a beautiful arc of
Character
the
development on them.
It's amazing, and the Piccolo one is like, how come you were so mean?
I know,
at
you're
some point,
evil.
and
Like
now I
you're
fucking love you.
exactly, and now he's taking
Same
care
thing
of
with Vegeta.
he's taking care of Pan. Okay, you see, like now he's taking, that's crazy. Like who would have ever thought that? But so things like that, like little like those elements in Dragon Ball, like I just love it. It's always resonated with me, and like just not only like just Dragon Ball the anime on its own, but like all of the experiences that have come from loving that anime.
That was
Like
gonna be my next question. So,
yes.
what's your take on this journey that you decided to take with Dragon Ball has led you to a myriad of things that are obviously passion driven and passion oriented. But
Yeah.
what's your take on it? Like, if you go back to the past, would you do it again? Would you fall for it again? And why?
Yes, yes. Because without Dragon Ball, my life would be entirely different. I don't even know how it would be like today, to be honest. Most of the people that I have met, that I talk to currently, is I would have never met if there wasn't Dragon Ball. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
like
talking to
us,
you.
right?
Exactly. I would not be talking to you, or like I wouldn't be doing these conventions. I wouldn't
Right.
be like just meeting people in different countries before like collecting and loving Dragon Ball. Like it's just crazy. I just don't know how things would be. And also like I'm friends with some of the voice act. Like that's crazy to me. Like I would have never thought that. Like if you were to tell me when I was 10 years old, oh by the way, like this is gonna happen, I would have never believed you. Ever.
So recently, by the time of this recording, we regrettably lost Akira
Hey
Toriyama.
everyone.
So let me show him. Oh, I had it. So
Yes.
we regrettably lost him. I saw you very affected
Yeah.
on your story. So I understand because there's a passion. Like I can equate that to what I will feel with George Lucas
Yeah.
or what I felt with Bob Propis, with G.I. Joe or Kirk Basigan and all that. But I felt I saw you were like very moved, and it wasn't just you, it was like a
The
worldwide
world.
phenomenon. I actually have some videos so we can Argentina and el obelisco. Let me lower the this is incredible.
I know.
As a worldwide phenomenon, this is el obelisco in Argentina, and look at all those people,
It's incredible. Incredible. I reacted to one of those videos too, and I was like,
I saw it.
this is just
This
holy
is in
Peru.
Peru. Look at the
Wow.
construction site just went on a halt when they found out. Like look at that in Peru. The
Wow.
following in Peru is mind blowing.
I know. I
Mind
know.
blowing.
That mural. Did you see that mural that went viral? That was in Peru. Wow.
In Chile.
Wow.
So it's just so
It's
how do you
incredible.
connect? They're chanting at the Estadio Nacional.
Wow.
Chala.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's
And then
incredible.
Argentina also. That Argentina was one of the
Yeah. Like
wildest. Like,
exactly. I saw it all over the news, really. Like,
Because people just basically like left their work,
yeah, it was just like, it was shocking. Honestly, when I found out, I thought that it was a hoax because my friend actually had called me when I found out. And he was like, I wouldn't joke about this. He was like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm serious. I'm like, no, because it honestly, there has been hoaxes of his death before, so I had thought that's what the case was, and I looked it up, and I
Oh,
was like,
really? I didn't know that. Yeah.
yeah, there have been before, and it happens all the time with celebrities, unfortunately. But he was like, I'm not lying. Like, I'm being serious. I'm like, there's no way. So I looked it up, and it was true, and I'm like, I literally didn't know how to react like right away up until it didn't hit me until the next day. When I made that video, I was like, I almost didn't know what to say. I just was trying to find the words to say, and then, I got emotional talking about it. But it was just, I never thought that we would lose him that soon, to be
He
honest.
was too young.
Too
Too
young,
young
too
to,
young.
yeah.
Like, I would have never thought that. I thought we would at least have him around for like the next 20 years. Like, I would have thought, just so unexpected. It was so unexpected, and like, it moved all of us because we were not only just thinking about like I had said before, that the anime, but how our lives have changed because of one man's work and his idea and his creativity, and just like the his storytelling is just incredible with Dragon Ball. Um, just it was just like a shock, and I still feel shocked that like sometimes that he's actually not here. And I just got tagged in a post on Facebook actually from a mutual friend. And he made a whole paragraph saying how it's still like affecting him today. Like, he can't believe it's reality. So yeah.
Where do you see the franchise going? Obviously, speculating, and from a fan point of view, what do you now that we don't have him? Where do you see the franchise going? Because there has been some mishaps, like the live action thing, and yeah,
That was
right.
awful. I don't know. I don't know if I ever want a live action Dragon Ball anything now after that, to be honest. But
I think the concept and the drawings and everything is so rounded. Even the hair, it's
yes.
such a challenge that translating that into live action is, I don't want to say impossible, but it's like very challenging.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. It's true. Yeah, to make it look good, it is very challenging. But at least one good thing is that at least we do have Daima that's coming out
Hmm.
later this year, so we get to see basically the last piece of work that he was involved with regarding Dragon Ball. So a lot of people were like, before his passing, they were like unsure about it. They were like, I don't know, I wanted a super season two, but we're getting this instead. I always had the idea, like, you know what, like, I'm not gonna judge it before watching it. That makes no sense.
Of course.
So now it means even more. I feel like, and now I bet the people that were talking crap regret that.
But don't you
But
don't you think don't you think it's gonna be compromised now that knowing that this is the final piece? Like, it's compromised. Like, you will see that with a different set of eyes, right?
exactly, that's what I was getting into. Yeah, like now you see it completely in a different lens because his last work. So, and I'm sure he put like with everything he does, he put his all into this, and he really was passionate about this idea. So I'm excited to see how the story is going to be, like, all the characters being children again. Like, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's
And
fun. I love I
Kid
love
Goku.
Kid Goku. That's
Yeah,
my favorite.
yeah, Kid Goku's the best. And then to see
And a pervert.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, well, innocently, but yeah.
Right. That combination with Master Roshi was so hilarious. I love that. I love
I
it,
know.
and nose bleeding
It's
and
so
all that.
good.
I love that. I
The
love that.
OG Dragon Ball is the
The
best.
OG is the best.
It's
And
one
the
of the
fact that you
best,
can
yeah.
read that, like, I remember a friend telling me that you can actually, back then, people were just reading that on the subway and everything. It was perfectly okay.
Wow.
Like, to
Yeah.
read that type of stuff.
I know. And like now it's like, oh, you can't do any of that stuff no more. You can't. But back then, that's how it
I was
was.
gonna cosplay as Master Roshi one, and my son was like, "That no, because you get into the role and then you get into a character, you're gonna get in trouble." And I'm like, he has a point.
Well, I've seen cosplayers really get into the role, and they're really funny with it though. But yeah,
But that there's, like, a gray area there. There's things that you can do in real life with a real Master Roshi, right?
exactly, because you know how he is. Sometimes he
He's a
doesn't have a
pervert.
filter. Yeah.
He's a pervert.
Exactly, straight blank.
Right.
He
So
is.
let's talk about toys because oh man, I forgot to bring them. It's actually well, we're taping this late and the store is closed. But I forgot to bring toys and have them here. Because I was trying to get you into figure arts. You're not into figure arts, right? It's our figure arts. Did you or
Yeah, I'd have a lot of figure arts actually, especially the early ones. Now I only pick and choose because there's so many that come out so
that's
quickly.
what you told me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's what you told me. That you're now more picky about
hmm
what to get. Those are
exactly.
freaking
They're
works of art.
gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I used to get every single one, but now they come out with them like every month or more than ever. I feel like twice a month at this point. But yeah, I have all the originals.
But isn't that funny as a collector? Isn't that funny that that happens to be an issue now? Because like I feel the same with some other brands like McFarlane's and stuff
Hmm.
like that. Like I started getting into Batman, and then when I noticed that there were like popping characters every month, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with this, so I just drop it.
Yeah,
So it, that shouldn't be an issue.
I know, right? But it's crazy how like collecting collectibles like have changed in the past what 15 years, 10 years even probably would say 10
Right.
years. But when we were kids or like it was hard to like get figures of certain characters because they just didn't make them and now they're just making
That's my
everybody.
point. The
Yeah,
scarcity back then, it was so hard to find
so
stuff, and
hard.
now that we have it, I mean, it's not like super easy to find. Still, there's some challenge to get some stuff, but like we collectors get to a point to say, "Oh no, they're making too much. I have to like pull the brakes on this." Like that's
Exactly.
weird.
And not only that, but collecting is an expensive hobby, so that's another reason why, of
Right.
course. But yeah, so it's crazy to see how collecting has changed in 10 and like I would say 10 years because 10 years ago wasn't the way it is now even.
So, what are you into now in terms of collecting?
So I have been focusing more so on vintage collectibles because I just love the vintage look. A lot of people like to hate on vintage. I love it. I know it's not as beautiful as like a figure art, but that's what makes it great. Like that's for me, that's its charm that they are not super detailed and some of them can look a little wonky, but
But
that's what we had.
I think after you went to Japan, you came back changed. Japan changed you because now you got a taste of the OG, the way it's supposed to be, and now all this modern stuff. You're like, no. I know where the good stuff is, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, well, going to Japan definitely kind of changed my perspective a little bit. I always liked vintage, but I really saw a lot more when I went to Japan because you can't really get them here at all unless you go to like a convention with a seller that has them. But in Japan, they had them at like I went to Nakano Broadway and that was full of like vintage Dragon Ball goodies. It was amazing, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to focus on more so. I of course I collect other things here and there, but I really love the vintage stuff.
That can break the bank, also.
Yes, because they're very very rare and they're like some of the pieces are like
Therefore, expensive.
yeah, exactly. So some of the
So you're
pieces.
refining now. Would that be a proper term to say you're refining your taste, and then you're like trying to concentrate more on vintage instead of just going nuts on everything that is popping out now?
I would say so, yes. For me, vintage is also not just stuff from the 80s and 90s, but also from like the early 2000s for me, because for me that's vintage. The stuff that
Ouch!
I know,
Ouch!
I know, the stuff that I grew up with really, and I love the American Dragon Ball merchandise too, from when I was a kid, like Irwin Toy and like MGA Entertainment, like all those like American brands are cool. I like just all the stuff that was popping up when I was a kid in Toys R Us or KB Toys. So I like getting those things or
Yeah,
and
I wasn't ready to say 2000 is vintage. That's ouch.
I think is it I think it might be now. Like 2000 is technically vintage, I
That
think. But
makes sense. Like,
depends.
yeah, I have the same thing with Star Wars. I have things that they're still not considered vintage, but they're 25 years old. And I go, dude, 25 years old, it's old.
Yes, it's old. It
In terms
is.
of toys, I think
It
it's
doesn't
old.
feel like it's like old, but it is. Um but yeah, so and also I like collecting just like random like Dragon Ball memorabilia. Like I don't know if
Like
you
the bootlegs.
like the boot
Yeah.
I love bootlegs and I also like don't know if you saw my video where I had like a Dragon Ball toilet paper.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I saw also you
That
were
was so funny.
trying to get cereal at Costco, right?
Yes. So the stuff like that, like snacks and things, I just think it's so cool to see how many things that Dragon Ball has been a part of, you know, like
I used to be like that with Star Wars, and I have to drop it because the licensing is out of control, and they
exactly.
just slap the logo and everything,
Right.
and then you find yourself with a house loaded with stuff.
Exactly. Right, exactly. So and that's what I'm saying, like the how many things I guess Dragon Ball has been like licensed on and like I don't know, I think I have like napkins and freaking straws with Dragon Ball on it. It's just like I just think it's
Jesus,
funny.
man.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, they actually have Dragon Ball straws. I have to get this. That's how I feel.
Did you go to like a restaurant that is a Dragon Ball thing? I think it's somewhere up north, right? There's
Yes. So I've been to Super Saiyan, it's called Super Saiyan. They have 3 locations.
they
Two in
have
Orlando.
3 locations.
Yes.
Oh shoot.
2 in Orlando and 1 in Jacksonville. So I've been to all 3, and I love going there. I am really familiar with the staff; like they all know me, and I've made videos at their restaurant as well.
What do they sell? Ramen and stuff like that?
Ramen and pho, and
Pho.
yeah,
No
mainly
shit.
like it's really it's pho, Vietnamese
It was
food.
Vietnamese.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
and but they also have like ramen noodles that you can put in your. But and now they've expanded also with sushi. In their 3rd location, they have sushi as well. So,
And they're all up north, right?
yes, I was trying to tell them like you gotta make one down here, but
Yeah.
they haven't yet. I know it'd make a lot of money because there's a lot of anime Dragon Ball fans down here. So, but I love going over there, and it's just like the atmosphere, of course, like everybody going to a Dragon Ball themed restaurant. And honestly, I feel like there's a lot of other Dragon Ball restaurants like in
There's a
different
sushi
states.
place down like a few
Oh yeah, Toshi, I love him.
right.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
Like
awesome.
right. Didn't I send you something that they had like a picture of you in the
Yeah, yeah,
wall
yeah,
and I
yeah, yeah,
sent that
yeah.
to you,
I'm
right?
basically like a little celebrity
What's his
there.
name? See you tomorrow.
See you
That's what he
tomorrow.
said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Shout
just
out to
there.
him. He's super cool. He's super
Yeah,
cool.
I was just there last weekend.
Really?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
How funny. He's awesome. He's
Yeah, I
the
remember
best.
we went and sat, and then I'm like, I was looking at the pictures, and I go, look who's here, and then I send you the picture. Yeah,
I remember that. I like he every time I go, he brings out the pictures and like puts it on the wall. He's like, "That's you," you know. He like freaks out, and I love it. He's like super welcoming. But yeah,
that's such a cool place, and then the way that he decorates the plates and all that,
I
he
know with
goes
the
above and
figures,
beyond. Yeah, yeah,
so cool. Like some of my actually some figures from my collection are in his restaurant.
yeah. Really?
Yes, because he'll get when I do sell at my booths, he'll get some stuff from me and he'll put it in his restaurant. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice, nice. Shout out to him. So, and the food is amazing,
And
which
oh,
is what
amazing,
matters. Yeah.
amazing! Like I honestly, he's had that restaurant for 15 years, and I was shocked that I just found out about it like 3 years ago. So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in terms of your hobby in, I don't know, in the next 10, 10, 20 years?
Ooh, honestly, I still could see myself collecting. Like honestly, I do. But ideally, what I would want is to have a house to where I can have a bigger room for my collection.
But you move, right?
So yeah, I live. I have a condo now.
Hmm.
It is a decent sized condo, but I feel like still I need like
You
a
need
house.
more.
I need a, yes, I need a house for it. Like I need a house with a like that has a larger room that I can host my collection in. You know, but right now my collection at my place is like a work in progress. But it's looking really nice so far.
I
But
gotta
yeah,
go. I'm self-inviting myself, but I gotta
you
go to
do.
see the new setup.
Yeah, you do. Once I have more bookshelves up, I'm gonna like start, inviting more people. But yeah,
Do you
it's a work in
still have the
progress.
storage room, the
No,
storage unit?
no, not everything is in my room.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's kind of piled up right now,
Everything is in your room.
Yes, like
Ooh.
in bins, right? So I haven't gone through everything yet,
Oh
but
wow. Right, because I
it's a
remember that
lot.
was crazy,
I know it's a lot.
and you kept buying stuff ever since, right? That was what, 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, that was probably almost 3 at this point. It's been
Oh
a
yeah,
while.
more. You're right.
Yeah,
More.
it's
That
been a
was
while.
prior to the pandemic.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, so it was 4 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time
I
flies.
don't know. Yeah. Well, I'm one of those that they just have that thing that the pandemic doesn't count.
I
So I always
know.
go, that was 2 years ago, and then I go, no, the pandemic.
I
It's like it's
know.
been 5 years.
It's
So.
crazy how time like really has flown since then.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I have bought like since that that point. But I don't. I like I said, I've have slowed down a little bit and just focusing on certain things because one, you know, money collecting is expensive, and two, you know, also the space eventually, you know, that takes up a
Well,
lot of
that happens
space.
to everyone. Like
Yeah.
when you get to a point that you have so much stuff,
Mhm.
you start like being really picky. And at
Mhm.
the same time, I don't know if it happens to you. Well, you're still working in your setup, but it happens to me that if I see a hole, and it happens to me at the store, if I see a hole, I go like, I gotta put something there.
Yeah.
There's a hole in there. I hate that.
That happened. Well, that would happen to me at my mom's house because do you know how my room looked? And it was packed, right? It was like you couldn't see anything. There were barely any white walls to it. So
Right. My dad was like, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna see, and so he grabs something and just hide it. And then the moment I walk into the house, I go like, who was in my room? I'm missing something there. And he's like, how do you do it? And I'm like, there's a hole in the wall. I can tell. I gotta block it somehow. So at the same time, it's funny because at the same time you're like trying to be more selective. That's the word that I was
right.
looking for. Selective and curate your collection on a different form, but yet those holes like and I start like and I even tell Jan here like the moment a client leaves the store, you better go and block those holes because I don't want clients to come and find empty shelves.
Right. Right.
And we have enough inventory not to have that. So
Right. Right.
I have an allergy of holes and collections.
That's so funny. I mean, I totally get that too because I feel the same. Like, what can I put there to make it look full again? You know, I like that look of a collection where it's just like colors, right, all over.
Right.
Just like
Especially
looks
Dragon
great.
Ball is so colorful.
It is.
So what is that item that you're missing that you haven't been able to find?
Um, Honestly, there's a few like figures I feel like that I need to complete a specific line. Like I really want this one like two dolls actually from the 80s. Yeah, from the 80s. They're both from when Dragon Ball was originally being um shown in Japan. So one of them is a Goku doll, Kid Goku, doing a Kamehameha, and it's from the Funky Pet line, and I really want that one. Like I've been looking for it. It's hard to find, very hard to
So
find.
now you know if you want to give her something, say it again. It's a Kid
The Kid
Goku
Goku Funky Pet doll.
doing a
Yes,
Kamehameha.
doing Kamehameha.
Uh-huh.
I really want that one. And then also, there's another line of dolls that I have the Bulma doll. It's really, really cute.
I remember you did it for our Spanish podcast. You
Yeah.
showed it to us.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that doll, there's a Goku also in that set that I cannot find, and
Oh,
it's
a
so
Goku
rare.
that goes with that Bulma.
Yes,
Got it.
and it's super cute, and like I love the boxes to them too. But I have the Bulma without the box. With the box, oh my god, it's almost impossible to find. But
Do you still have that Korean GI Joe card with Vegeta on it?
I do.
I never. I've been trying to get that forever. And I haven't been
Wow,
able to
you can't find it.
Yeah.
It's really hard. That's a really rare bootleg. All those GI Joe style Dragon Ball bootlegs are so hard to find. There's a Piccolo one too, and I think there's another Vegeta
I
one.
saw the Piccolo ones, but it was the guy was asking crazy money for it, and I'm like, wow, don't, no, yeah, I
Yeah.
like it, but not that much.
Yeah, see, they're like those are so cool though. Like who? It's crazy how the bootleggers just like okay, let's just mash these up together and
We gotta go to Mexico. I've been teasing. We've been teasing you about that. Like we gotta go to Mexico. I
wanna go.
already saw the spots in Guadalajara. I know where to go. If you're into bootlegs, there's this crazy thing in Guadalajara, which is like a street fair. It's like a flea market, but there's blocks.
Yeah, I've seen pictures before.
Blocks. Yeah, it made a video and everything.
Yeah. Oh my
Blocks of
gosh.
just toys.
That's so
toys.
cool. And not all of them are bootlegs too. I've seen some people have their booths and some of them are actual official stuff too.
Yeah, they have
So it's
legit
really
stuff too.
cool.
But the bootlegs is mind blowing.
Oh no, I love them. That like I'm a fan of like the crazy looking ones just because they're just hilarious. Like who wouldn't personally, that's how I feel. Who wouldn't like those crazy looking things? Like that's the appeal to them for me. I don't know.
And we have a trip. We're planning a trip, not abroad. nearby that we're gonna make soon, right?
Yes.
To go hunting, right?
Yes, I can't wait for that. I really, from what you were telling me, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Last time I was there, I found cool stuff, but we'll tease that later.
Yes.
We'll tease that later.
Up and coming.
So a house to store more stuff, right? How about like life-size things, like that pod that you were at UltraCon?
I wish, but I feel like I don't know where I would put that. But I wish, but I would like to get like a life size like statue of one of Goku or something. I've seen those before, but I've always wanted one. But I'm like, I don't think I could fit that anywhere now. So it'd have to be when I get a house.
Are you still cosplaying? Because I think the last time I saw you at a convention, you're wearing, right?
Sometimes when I just go for fun, I don't cosplay. But when I'm a guest at an event, yeah, I will. I do. So I still do it, and I still do the convention appearances and everything. So
this is gonna come out in like 3 weeks, like after we're recording. I think like 3 weeks, something like that. When is the next show?
The next show, let me see, 3 weeks.
So like a month from now.
Let me see. I have. What day is it though? I'm trying to remember it to.
Probably May. Any shows?
I have
in
something
May?
in May, but I forgot exactly the dates. I think it's the second week of May.
Well, where can people find out where was your next appearance?
So I post all my appearances on my Instagram page. So if you want to check out SSGotion4 on Instagram, I always post like the little flyers where I'm going to be at. I'm going to be at the Ichimura Japanese Gardens in May. So check that out.
Oh, really? The one in West Palm?
And the one in
it's
Miami.
up north.
In Miami.
Which one is that one?
They have a little Japanese garden there, the Ichimura. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. And you're doing a show there?
Yeah, they always do a Japanese festival like every couple months. So I've been doing that
No
show.
shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Toshi goes there. He does his little sushi demonstrations there.
Hmm.
That's how I met him, actually.
Oh, wow.
So I've been doing that for like 3-4 years, doing their shows, and I host their cosplay contest. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
so that's gonna be cool. I'm excited for
And
that.
that's the next one is in May. So stay tuned on her website, and then you do her Instagram actually.
Yes.
Right? But you're also doing like a new type of videos, right? You have a new thing where you go and find stuff. Is there a new dynamic that you're trying to do?
Yeah, so I do like a short style sometimes, like hunting videos. Like the last one I did, I was going to Ross and I was like looking for Dragon Ball figures at Ross. So I've been starting to do like shorter style hunting videos. I still do the long ones too on my YouTube, but for like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts, I'll do like the minute long, like little hunting videos.
Yeah, the new thing, only a minute, right?
Exactly.
But you're doing something different because I see the dynamic is different. That's what got my attention, right?
Yeah, to where I'm just like, where I do like a voiceover, I'll be showing stuff, but I'll record later and do the voiceover on it. So yeah, I like doing those too. They're kind of fun, and you don't have to like talk in the moment. You can talk later.
Right. And since I'm old school, and then the length of this episode is actually proof of that. Like, I have such a hard time to tell stories in less than a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That for me, it's like, like
I know it is
because I
hard.
was formed in long format, so even going to 30 minutes or 20 minutes is kind of hard. You have to like condense stuff. Sometimes it's good.
Exactly.
Sometimes so I totally miss that 120 minutes.
Yeah,
That's my gig.
It it is hard though. Yeah, so I've been trying to like format certain videos in like a minute and 30.
Nice.
I do some like little short reviews even in that format too. I did one showcasing I think one of my vinyls, my Dragon Ball vinyls, and that was like a minute long. So I mean that's what's in now. So you got to go with the trends.
Right. You got to follow the trend, and you're very good at it. No wonder you have the metrics that you have on your channel.
Thank you.
I would like to thank you again for finally we did this. I mean, the store we did it at the wee hours, and that's why the store is closed.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I'm so happy that
Yes,
you're here
thank
again.
you.
I mean, we go back.
I know.
Ever since we're neighbors, so it's so
been
cool
a
to
while.
have you on the show.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad I finally was able to be on it, and thank you for having me again. And I can't wait for our next adventures.
For sure. That's happening soon.
Yes.
All right. Bye. I really hope you liked this episode, and don't forget we did a bunch of episodes in the past, so just go and search the channel and check them out as well, because there's a lot of plastic chats and a lot of toy talk, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it.